Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name's FM18 and you're watching the Dafuge Challenge, episode 69, with Enfield Town FC. While the off-season was frustrating, as I thought it would be, it was made more difficult by the fact that our transfer budget and salaries were locked in place. I could not adjust them. Even after everybody's salary promotion raise was taken into account, I still had a decent amount of wiggle room left, and I tried adjusting it and was told I couldn't. Spent about a day, at least it felt like a day, scouting, making offers, making transfer offers that were accepted only to have the players refuse to sign for us. I knew I wasn't going to be making a lot of changes. I was hoping to get better at a couple positions, and I think I have, but how the season plays out is going to be the indicator of that. On the outs, John Greenwood, Kevin Nolmaclaud, Adam Cockbill, Keith Hunt, and Paul Zook. No real surprises there other than John Greenwood. Last transfer window, he came to me and extracted a promise that I would improve the team going down the stretch, but we were winning all those games. I brought in a couple people. He obviously felt they weren't good enough, and he decided to leave. He didn't want to sign a contract, which was frustrating on several levels. We're 6 games into the season. He's still a free agent, and Tranmere is the only team going after him. For a guy who had 97 goals and a ton of assists for us and a really good rating, that makes no sense. Plus, we paid money to bring him in. Letting him walk on a free was just annoying, especially after he kept turning down contract after contract after contract. Adam Cockbill and Keith Hunt just weren't going to find a place on the starting 11, and sending them out on loan just wasn't going to do anything. They're both still free agents. Paul Zook I brought in the January transfer window, hoping he could bolster my midfield. He's one of the few times my scouts have absolutely failed me. He was supposed to be a 3.5-star player. Kim is a 2-star player. Played all the 3 games for us. Had an assist. First up on the free transfers in, Matthew Cook, a striker. Target man, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 18 years old. Former Man City youth player. As you can see, we're 4 games into the season. He has gotten off to a quick start. He has essentially replaced Greenwood, but I've been fiddling around with my top 3 up top, what side they play on. He's got a very reasonable left foot and a very strong right foot. I've been switching him in bridge back and forth. He's done very well for us. Next up, Joseph Laws, a backup keeper, 18 years old, 1.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, comes to us from Middlesbrough. And then John Barrow, 1.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, comes to us from Swansea, plays advanced playmaker and deep lying playmaker in the center. The last 2 were depth signings more than anything else. Get them on the under 18 team, hopefully train them up, maybe set them out on loan for a year or 2, and then bring them in when they are definitely ready for a first-time starting role. Nigel Omerod, Nicky Hayward went out on loan. I put them out for loan offers and had about 8 to 10 offers each, but only a couple of them were first-team playing time. A lot of them were coverage for the first team. But Nigel Omerod went to Oxford City. He's getting first-team playing time there. Nicky Hayward went to Gateshead. He's getting first-team playing time there, and I am keeping an eye on it. I don't want this to be another Keith Hunt situation where I loan him out to a team and he ends up playing on the under-23s all season and just doesn't develop. We brought in Ozza Green from Blackburn. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, plays defensive center back. He's depth on the defensive center back. Can also play center midfielder and defensive left back as well. Marcel Lavinier was our big signing of the offseason. From Colchester, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, 24 years old, defensive right back, can play all 3 defensive back positions, and can also play a little bit of right winger and left winger and defensive midfield. Has been back and forth a lot of places, but I probably overpaid for him. But I had to overpay for him to get him here. I wasn't happy with my players at the defensive right back. Johnny Mitchell is a pure defensive. Well, he's not a pure defensive right back, but that's his preferred position. But he's much better for me at defensive center back. He's bounced around a lot of places. Decent physicals. Okay mentals. His off the ball could use some help. His technicals are really good where they matter. The 9 tackling is a little on the low side for me, but his corners are good for what he does. I'm slowly working him into the team. I suspect he'll be the first team starter here shortly. Stephen Walker went out to Colchester. I don't want to say this was an even swap because we're going to end up paying probably the full $145,000 for Lavinier. And this $120,000 fee was $60,000 up front, $60,000 spread over 3 years, and then the other $25,000 were appearance bonuses and goal bonuses, I believe. Stephen Walker, I had high hopes for him. I really like him as a player. I just couldn't find a spot for my team. He's a natural advanced mid on the left. And I trained him to be a midfielder left, and then I switched to the 4-3-3, and I was training him to be a center midfielder as an advanced playmaker, and he just wasn't getting a lot of playing time. I have 3 really good center midfielders, and he was getting better, but he wasn't improving fast enough. And at 24 years old, I have better younger options on the field and on the bench, and so he came to me wanting first team playing time. I wasn't exactly happy to let him go, but I certainly wasn't going to stop him. And that was it for our transfers. 8 hours that took me. It was annoying as hell. Competition expectations this year. They want us to reach the first round of the FA Cup, reach the first round of the Carabao. Check a trade trophy. I don't think they care about it. As you can see, we have played 4 games. We've won 3 and lost 1. 9 points, currently in 5th place. I suspect that's going to change here shortly. Schedule-wise, I tried scheduling a big team and then a smaller team, just to kind of keep the money coming in and the guys' spirits up. We had some really good crowds against the bigger teams. Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Birmingham was kind of a letdown. I thought they'd bring more with them. Bristol as well. But we had a really good preseason. Not a lot of injuries. The only ones we had were of the niggling variety. And then the season got well underway. We started off against Wigan, and this was an interesting game. Adam Webster had a 20th minute own goal. Mungo Bridge had a 26th minute goal. Matthew Cook had a 74th minute penalty shot, and then Deontay Miller had an 86th minute own goal again for Wigan. Tariq Uwakwe had a 32nd minute goal for Wigan. I'm playing the 4-3-3 again this year, and we've kind of picked up where we left off with it. Decent amount of shots, decent amount on target. Had a lot of fouls this match, but we overcame those. No yellow cards, thankfully. Next up was our Carabao Cup first round game against MK Dons, and we won that as well, 4-1. Dons are also a League One team, so this was nice to see. And they played, I want to say, a lot of their first team players against us. We had 14 shots, 8 on target. They had 11 shots, 5 on target. Mungo Bridge, a 29th minute goal. Matthew Cook, a 43rd minute goal. Barry Cousins, a 60th minute goal. Tom Collins, a 63rd minute goal. Mikey Johnson broke up the clean sheet with a 45th minute goal right before halftime. It was mildly annoying. But Barry Cousins with a nice man of the match award. In addition to his goal, he also had an assist. He has really improved. Next up came Bolton, and this was a pretty hard-fought game that I'm not going to say they stole it from us. Tony Egan scored in the 93rd minute. But it was annoying. I was really hoping we could hold out for the draw, and they got that goal there at the end. Fairly even game across the board. They had a couple more shots and a couple more on target, but we hung with them, and that's all I was expecting from the guys. Next up came Swindon Town. And we beat them. Johnny Byrne had an own goal in the 12th minute off a corner kick to open up the scoring. Then Matthew Cook had a 38th minute goal. Mungo Bridge had a brace of goals in the 45th and 59th minutes. Ike Ugbo had a 68th minute goal to break with a clean sheet. Swindon Town was technically better in front of the goal. They had 9 shots, 6 on target. We had 11 shots, 8 on target. They had a possession advantage they really couldn't do anything with. Sam Taylor going out injured really hurt them. He's one of their better players. But again, solid performances all around. After Swindon Town came our Carabao Cup second round game against Crystal Palace. And we had played them in the preseason and beaten them 2-1, and they remember that, so they came in and they thumped us 3-1. We opened up the scoring. Tom Collins had a 21st minute goal. Then Lee Buckley had a 28th minute goal. Gunter had an 81st minute goal. Then Lambert had another goal 4 minutes later. They're a better team. You could tell they were faster than us. They were technically better than us. 20 shots, 7 on target. Huge possession advantage for them. We had 8 and 5. We were technically pretty good in front of the goal when we managed to get there. We already had a couple nice saves. Collins' goal was very nice, but Palace is down in the championship, and you just tell how much better they were than us. After Palace, we played Portsmouth at home, and we beat them 2-1. Full stadium to watch this. Barry Cousins had a 78th minute goal. John Archer scored the winner in the 88th minute. Ryan White had a 39th minute goal, and then Lewis Travis came on as a sub in the 73rd minute, and then was booked on a yellow in the 92nd minute, and booked on a yellow again in the 93rd minute. They were on the overload, they were attacking, and anytime one of my players had the ball, he just went after them. Not the best day for us in front of the goal, 12 shots, 6 on target, but we had a huge possession advantage. We made the most of it. Beating Portsmouth was a good victory for us. And as I said, full stadium. Portsmouth traveled well. They brought 1,800 home fans, but our home crowds have been really good. Next up was our Checkatrade Trophy game against the West Ham under-23s, who I believe won the Checkatrade last year, and we beat them 2-1. Tom Collins, a 75th minute goal. John Archer, an 83rd minute goal. Craig Thornhill had a 29th minute goal for West Ham. They just were not good. I don't know if they were starting a lot of their under-23 and under-18 players, but they had 8 shots, 2 on target. We had 11 shots, 7 on target. We were just better than them, which is good, I think. Then again, they're the under-23 team of a Premier League team. I would hope we could at least challenge them. But one of the things I am happy with is our home attendance thus far. 4,000 for Wigan, 1,800 for MK Dons, 3,800 for Swindon Town, full stadium for Pompey, 3,400 for West Ham. The youth facilities are well underway. I've tried looking for a senior affiliate. Actually, I don't remember I made that request or not. Let me see what the board says here, senior affiliate. Okay. Senior affiliate looking. They approved. I did get a new contract at the beginning of the season, £1,500 a week. Bonus if I avoid relegation this year. I actually threw that in and took a little bit less money. I also negotiated a salary drop that was a lot less than they wanted originally. I had a bunch of interview requests this off season, which after last season, when I hardly got any during that successful run, was kind of odd. But Sunderland, Millwall, Reading, they all came in. But Enfield Town is where I want to be. Enfield Town is where I'm going to stay. Today, we're going to play Wickham, who got promoted with us last season, and then I'm going to skip the Bradford City game, play that offline, and then we're going to play Oxford at home. So I'm going to set the best 11, and we will come back with the Wickham game in just a bit. Today we are playing Wickham, and they are playing a 4-1-2-3 with Trott and goal, Dawes, Maxwell, Keane, and Baldwin as the defensive back four, Ruffles as the defensive mid, behind Campbell and Osman, Janelli and Jones as the attacking midfielders, with Hall up top as the striker. We're playing our 4-3-3 with Ward and goal, Lavinier, Mitchell, Green, and Medford Smith as the defensive back four, Archer, Villains, and Collins as the midfield three, Bridge, Cousins, and Cook up top as the strikers. And we are moving left to right in our away pinks. So this will be a good test for us. It's been a while since, it's been a couple days since the transfer window follies and everything like that. I can't remember Wickham's, whether or not they made a bunch of moves. I'll have to check it out after the game, but we shall have to see. Hall over to Osman. Back to Hall. Ward with a nice save. That or it bounced off the post. Ruffles with the corner kick in, kicks it away. Cook has it. Not quite sure what happened there, but Jones with a long pass. Giutinelli, nice first touch. And Ward with a nice save off the deflection. Two minutes in, Wickham's been on the attack. Oh, Vinier picked up a yellow. Great. Medford Smith over to Willems. Bridge crosses it in. Cook, oh, can't get there. Knight damaged his heel last game. He's out for another 8 to 10 days, which is why Willems is getting the start. Ward kicks it up towards Cook. Well, Baldwin is there, sends it to Osman. Green, back to Ward, towards Cook, and he heads it right towards Hall, who got behind the defender, but Ward with a nice save. So I've got Cousins playing defensive forward in the center still, Bridge as the attacking forward on the right, and then Cook is playing target man and attack on the left. It's a role that really suits him. He's had 2 goals in the season so far, and he's been involved in a lot of the plays. Hall skies the kick over the goal. Corner kick in. Willems at the top of the box to Archer, to Bridge, and wow, he buries it. Nice shot by Bridge. Off the ensuing kickoff. Baldwin to Osman, up to Hall. Back to Baldwin, over to Jones, who crosses it in, but Mitchell kicks it away. Campbell's there, Gianelli, off the post. Medford Smith kicks it out of bounds. In front of the goal again. Gianelli, saved by Ward. Dawson is up to Campbell, over to Gianelli on the left, who runs it down. Time to cross it in. Osman at the top of the box to Jones. Ward wasn't going to stop that one. But they've been on the attack all game. They were bound to score at some point in time. Now, coming up on halftime, Wickham has definitely been on the attack this half. 11 shots, 5 on target, but they only have the 1 goal to show for it. And the 2 woodwork hits. We're doing well to hang in, I think. Yeah, they've had quite a few shots from distance as well. And this one here, I'm not quite sure what that is, but I think if it crosses in front of the goal, it counts as a shot. 60 minutes in. Wickham is just shooting and shooting and shooting and not getting a lot out of it. We're on the attack. I think I want to drop back to the counter. And we're going to get Kelly on for Medford Smith. We're going to bring Gabriel on for Lavinier. Although chances are he'll pick up a yellow card in the first minute anyways. Corner kick in, Ruffles. Jones buries the volley. Now, 5 minutes left in the game. Can we get something back? Gianelli with the ball on the right. Up to Derwickwa, all alone on the right. He centers it in, but Ward is there to collect it. He sends it up towards the crowd. Collins has it. Long pass up to Bridge on the right in space. Crosses it in. Collins at the top of the box. Deflected in. I think that was going to be a miss, but it got deflected in by Darikwa. Keane headed it out. Collins hit it, and Darikwa stuck his foot out and deflected it in. Sometimes you need a little luck. Osmond, no, out of bounds. This should be the game here. And that's it. That is the full-time whistle. Ray Jones, a brace for Wickham. Bridge and Darikwa, 93rd minute own goal. It's nice when that happens to the other team. It's a pain when it happens to us. Good grief. Wickham was pretty active in the off-season transfer-wise. They sold one player and they bought two. A lot of free transfers. So I'm going to play Bradford City offline. They're in 20th position. And then Oxford is currently first in the league. So when we come back to play them, it'll be a good test of where we are currently. Well, this is mildly annoying. This has happened to me more than once. Unable to find a club suitable to form a link with. I'm sure there's plenty of teams out there. Well, we stumbled against Bradford City. They were 22nd in the league when we played them, and they beat us 2-1. Matthew Cook had a 47th minute goal. Harry Henderson had a brace of goals for Bradford City goals in the 5th and 19th minutes. 10 shots, 6 on target, slight possession disadvantage, but we made too many mistakes off the ball, and they punished us for it. So we got Oxford coming up next year in a couple of days. I'm going to set the best 11, and we will come back with that game in just a bit. Well, today we are hosting Oxford, playing our 4-3-3. Warden goal, Bamba, Lee, Green, and Lavinier as the defensive back four, Collins, Knight, and Archer as the midfield three, Cook, Cousins, and Bridge up top as the strikers. Oxford's playing a 4-4-2, Fisher in goal, Doyle, Miller, Sweeney, and Gould as the defensive back four, Bennett, Potts, Rothwell, and Morphew as the midfield four, with McBurney and Samuel up top as the strikers. We are moving right to left. Knight is coming off a heel injury. He's match fit, but he's only good for about 75 minutes, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Bridge crosses it. Doyle knocks it away, but goes to Arch at the top of the box. Collins. Out to Lavinier. Taps it up to Bridge. Back out to Lavinier. Crosses it in. Cousins is there. Bridge off Fisher and in. It was a laser across by Lavinier. Cook just picked up an injury. Seems to be coming back from it, though. Gashed head. I don't know, is he bleeding out? Nah, we'll leave him in until the half. Quiet first half so far, just the one highlight. No, we've had 5 shots, 3 on target. Oxford's had 1-1. Huge possession advantage for us. And we'll bring Cook off and bring Ashton on. Make Ashton his traditional poacher. Corner kick to Oxford. Rothwell to Samuel. Sweeney is there and he buries it. Coming up on 60 minutes. You know what? We will go ahead and take Knight off now. Bring on Barrow. Well, 75 minutes in, not a lot going on. Crane with a throw-in for Oxford. Potts centers it to Flanagan, who kicks it up towards Nesbitt, who absolutely ran around Oh, good grief. That was close. 4 minutes of extra time. Oxford's decided that they need to go on the attack a little bit more. Green to Collins, up to Barrow, but he gives it away to Doyle. To Miller, back up to Doyle. Long pass into space towards Samuel, but Lee runs it down. Up to Bamba. Long pass, but Miller's there to intercept it. Bennett to Bamba. What's he doing? What was... Oh my God! What the heck was that? He was fouled. Where the hell was the ref on that? The guy kicked him and Bamba fell over. Oh, we are so protesting that. Well, no opportunity to protest that travesty of a non-call. We've fallen down to 8th place, 10 points. I believe what we will do... We're going to come back for MK Dons in Lincoln City. Well, I think it was a decent offseason. No major injuries during the friendlies. A decent transfer window. I mean, yeah, I had to overpay for Lavigne, but I expected to overpay for at least 1 or 2 players just to get them on the team. And the free agents we picked up, while they're young, have loads of potential. So my plan is to loan them out to some quality lower division teams and try and get them first team playing time there, because they're not going to be able to get it here. I am surprised by how well we're doing, especially against the better teams in the league. Your Wiggins, your Oxfords, teams like that. We've played really well, and we've won more than a few of them. However, this trend of losing to the lower table teams is disturbing. I think that means one of two things. Either we're playing down to our opponent's level, or playing up to our opponent's level, or we're just not taking some of these teams seriously, which could be bad for us in the long run. Forging on ahead, I am looking for a solid mid-table finish. I think as long as we keep up our current record and don't fall into a funk where we lose a bunch of games back to back to back to back to back to back, and we stay relatively healthy, I think mid-table is well within the cards for us. First season in League One, it's gotten off to a good start. Let's hope it keeps rolling. If you liked what you seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM18. I thank you for watching.